Hey, what's going on, guys? It's me, JC, and welcome back to my channel once again, and welcome to a normal video for once, because that's been a while, actually. I know things people say came out, but let's be honest, those aren't normal videos. They really aren't at all. But in today's video, I want to talk to you guys about the Revelations ending, because a lot of you guys, especially on Twitter, and if you don't follow me on Twitter, be sure to do that, because I post so much on Twitter, especially with what I'm doing and just asking you guys for advice and things like that on what the next video should be. And a lot of you guys wanted me to really talk about the Revelations ending and what I think about it, because I've been a storyline guy a lot. I've sort of, drifted from being in that storyline part of YouTube in terms of the zombies community to going to the more crazy route with Lex at some points, doing other things as well. And the storyline is something that's been always close to my heart. I've always loved talking about the zombie storyline. It's what has basically drove me to play this mode so much, is the storyline more than anything. I gotta say, compared to what I thought the ending cutscene was gonna be, I didn't think it would end like this at all. I really didn't. And this is not talking about if there's a super Easter egg or not. I have no idea if there's a super Easter egg or if we should even be looking for one. I'm not entirely sure. I'm just not. But just in regards to the normal ending, it was definitely different from what I expected, I guess. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean I hated it or I thought it was horrible. I actually thought it was pretty good. I thought it had some nice qualities to it. It was very mysterious. It didn't really tell us too much, which in some cases that could be very, very bad for some people. And in some cases that could leave us wondering and leave us, questioning zombies and wanting to stay involved with the zombie storyline. Because after all, and I don't know who said this, but some other YouTuber said this, the moment they give us all the answers is when we stop caring. That's what happens. When we know everything, that's when people are gonna stop and move on with their lives. And if they leave some things, if they leave some questions out there and bring us new questions maybe in an ending, I think that's not necessarily a bad thing. I think that honestly makes us question what just happened. Why was the cutscene so short? Why did we not get any of the answers that we thought we were going to get? It's kind of like a double-edged sword, honestly, because I know that a lot of you guys, and me myself, I really wanted a lot of answers. But to be honest, now that I'm thinking about it more, there's not really that much that I needed to have answered in Revelations. I mean, they answered a lot in Garage, and they answered a lot in Revelations just with the dialogue between Monty, in the intro and just in the map as well, with the Shadow Man and all the wisps. I mean, it really answered a lot of the questions that I have had. I know for a fact that Treyarch is not going to tell us who the Ascension bald man was on the Ascension poster. They're just not going to tell us that. And if you expected them to tell us that in the outro, if you expected Monty to just turn around in the outro and just be like, yeah, the Ascension, the bald man on the Ascension poster, that was Maxis. Yeah, that's not gonna happen, okay? I mean, that's just kind of, that. If you expected that to happen, then I don't really know what to tell you. It's just, they weren't going to do that. And they'll probably never tell us what that actually means. But that's sort of the beauty of zombies, that there's always gonna be some unanswered questions here and there. And in some cases, that's Treyarch's fault for just having so many loose ends. And in other cases, though, it's really genius because it keeps us invested and it keeps us wondering about all these elements that were in zombies years ago. Aside from that, though, my first impression of the cutscene when I saw it for the first time, when I did the Easter egg and just completed it and we saw it unravel in front of me on screen, the first thing I thought of was it was just happiness. I don't know why that's how I felt when I got the cutscene, but I just felt so happy for our characters. Like, I know that they're probably stuck in an infinite loop, and it's very, we failed, honestly. We really failed, I guess, if that's the interpretation of the ending that most people have. We failed, Premise failed, and we're stuck in a cycle. But at the same time, they became heroes. Like, they became what we saw, what we always heard about, all these legends about Premise, and we saw that on screen. And just seeing that as the final image for zombies was really, really cool for me. I really enjoyed that. I thought that was a perfect way to sort of just, say, this is it, boys, Premise, and that's the end of zombies, and it's all one cycle. And it makes sense with just how much zombies has been, metaphorically teasing a cycle. Let's be real here, Mob of the Dead was complete foreshadowing for the zombie storyline. And little things like Nikolai and Garad Krovy getting shot by himself at the exact point where his vest already had a bullet hole. I know that it doesn't completely make sense in terms of just wardrobe changes and things like that, but the characters and Treyarch have been hinting at a loop forever. That's just been what zombies has always been about. Like from the very beginning, that is how zombies has been played. It's been played as you die and you start again. You go into a game, it goes infinitely until you die, and then you restart, and that's what you keep doing. I remember back when you played solo in zombies, you didn't even get really a game over screen and back to the starting menu. It would literally restart you in the same game after you die, and you'd have to actually end the game to end it that second time. The whole basis of this game mode has been about time loops, and it's been about being in a cycle. It's been about breaking cycles as well, and whether we do that or not, I'm not entirely sure, but that's what's exciting, is that I don't know for 100% what happened. The more I've had time to think about the cutscene, however, I will admit there's definite faults here by Treyarch, and I don't know why they chose to do it this exact way. I really like where the destination is in terms of this cutscene, like where we ended up in this cutscene, the amount of possibilities Treyarch has for the next game. Very, very good. Very good job by Treyarch in order to just sort of get rid of all this crap that was all this alternate dimension stuff that's just been sort of plaguing the linear story that we originally had. Like, no offense to the Black Ops 3 stuff, no offense to all this saving the universes and the multiverse and stuff like that. They had to do it in order to get rid of all these plot holes and things like that. But now that that's gone, now that we can sort of do whatever we want, and now that Treyarch has the ability to literally do and tell whatever story they want to next and go with whatever ending they want to next, it's very awesome. Like, they really set themselves up in a good spot for the next game. Like, Zombies isn't over. I mean, Jason Blundell himself has said when you finish DLC 4, it's not going to be over. Now, that could be relating to getting another ending of some sort, I don't know, but it's also with the fact that we got this comic book coming out. The Treyarch zombie storyline is definitely not over. Like Jason Blundell said as well, all he wanted to do is put brackets from the beginning of World at War to the end of Black Ops 3. Now, the next story they may tell, it's still going to be related, I'm sure, to a lot of the things we've seen in the storyline, or maybe it could be something else with references to things that's happened in the past, but it's still going to be in the same Treyarch Zombies universe. It's not like Zombies is over and they're never going to mention any of these characters again. I really, really doubt that. But once again, I got a little sidetracked here, but what I was talking about is in terms of what I actually didn't like about the cutscene. The main faults of the cutscene, I think the main one that really, really bothers me a lot when I think about it now, is that the characters didn't really talk. I mean, it was just Richtofen and Monty that talked in the cutscene. And that really bothers me thinking about it, because we had all this hype with all these characters. We had all these memories trailers, and just we've had so much character progression with all these characters. Back in the old days of Black Ops 1, you know, Richtofen, he had the most character development. Yeah, there was certain radios about how our other characters were test subjects and things like that, but Richtofen was sort of the main character who had a lot of storyline depth to him, right? Now we have so much depth to all these characters now, and they don't really use it in the ending cutscene. I really wanted Dempsey to say something to Monty. I really wanted to hear what Takeo had to say, or what Nikolai had to say. Yeah, we saw Takeo and Nikolai sort of, they sort of grab their guns and their sword like they're about to, fight Monty or something, which was very, very cool. It was a nice touch, definitely. But I would have loved to see some more dialogue by the characters of like, where are we gonna end up? Like, what's going on? Or like, yeah, that was a good idea, Richtofen. Like, stuff like that would have been cool. I just wanted, I don't know, I think that happened with a lot of the cutscenes in Black Ops 3. We didn't really hear much of what the other characters had to say. Like in Zetsubo no Shima, it was mainly just Takeo. In, all the other maps, it's mainly Richtofen and whoever was about to die in that map. And I just really wanted to see them all talk together in one cutscene and face Monty and try to figure out what just happened, what's going to happen next, and give us a little insight into where their head is at. Because who knows, this could be the last game with these characters. I mean, this could honestly be the last time we see these characters or we play as these characters. I really doubt we'll never see them again. I'm like 100% sure these characters are going to be seen again in Zombies, if not the main characters once again in the next game. But this could be the last time we're playing as these characters. I mean, we really just don't know for sure, and it just sucks that we didn't get a lot of dialogue between them. I think if that's the one thing I have to critique the most about the cutscene, it's that I really wanted to see more dialogue and more of the emotional stuff between our characters, because at the end of the day, the best part about a story, in my opinion, is the journey and what the characters experience in that journey and how the characters are. Those are the most interesting things about a TV show, a movie, or whatever, is the characters and the journey that those characters go on. That's what pretty much every single media is based on. And the fact that we didn't get that at the end, it just sort of was like, okay, it's just Monty and Richtofen talking, and really Richtofen didn't really say much. He's just like, oh, I thought you were gonna ask me about the blood vials because everyone else on YouTube and playing zombies wants to know that as well. I mean, it was kind of weird. Like, it was just a very weird, kind of clunky conversation to me. Like, I really love Dr. Monty. Like, I love Dr. Monty as a character. I understand why they had to put him in the storyline to explain a lot of this weird stuff. I'm perfectly okay with him being in the story. I don't expect to see him that much in the future, but it's just one of those things where I'm fine with it. And I think the actor did a terrific job. I just really think Dr. Monty is an amazing performance, honestly. Amazing performance. But the fact that the other characters who we've been playing as for so long since the World at War days didn't really get a chance to say anything, especially Dempsey, who is in a lot of ways the eyes for the player. I mean, if you've seen all the cutscenes in the past, Dempsey is the player's eyes. He resembles the player. He is a metaphor for the player. And I just really wanted to hear what he had to say at the end. I just really wanted to see and get inside Dempsey's head one last time and just, see his reaction to what just happened and what is going to happen. Yeah, we got a little bit of a zoom out from his face as premise, but that was about it. And I don't know, like, I feel like the cutscene, where we were delivered to, the end result of the cutscene is perfectly fine. Perfectly fine. I think it's actually amazing, where we ended up at. And if there's a way to break the cycle, it's even more amazing, in my opinion. But I do think this could be the actual ending. There might not be another ending. This could end, and it would be a perfect ending, I think, in terms of what Treyarch wants to do next. It just sets up the next game perfectly, and it also just ties in so well with what Zombies is all about, and it just makes sense. It really does make a lot of sense. Yeah, it was a little predictable, sure, but at the end of the day, it still works, and where they're delivered to at the end, I really enjoyed that. I really thought that was a cool payoff, seeing our characters, holding the staffs once again and just seeing them travel into a time like that picture, like the premise picture we've seen all those times in the past. That was awesome. I felt awesome seeing that. And it almost made me tear up at the time when I first saw it, because I realized that Zombies was going to be over for a very, very long time. And also another thing I want to mention, and this isn't really about the ending itself, but just the gameplay of the ending of the Easter egg. I just really wanted to see the stabs in game for the final boss, and the fact that the boss fight was so easy is really, really weird to me, and that does sort of like signal a little light bulb in my brain that there might be something more to this Easter egg, and there might be a secondary thing we have to do in the future, a super Easter egg of some sort. I know it sounds kind of dumb, and I'm not sure if I really believe that or not, but I just really expected this to be the hardest boss battle yet, and I was hoping for it, and I was telling everybody this before the map was coming out. Everybody was, complaining that there was no stabs on the map, and it was only the Apothicons Servant and the Thunder Gun, and I was saying, nah, just wait. We'll get the stabs in the final boss. Like, I was expecting that we don't get the stabs on the map, but we get them in the final boss fight, which would be awesome. Like, you can only use it in the boss fight, and you just feel epic for that final fight. And the boss fight itself wasn't even that epic, really. The music was, but like the boss fight itself was really, really easy. You can beat it in a minute, and it's just, I don't know, like I didn't really feel like that was the final boss fight of Zombies. I mean, literally Grod Krovi was way harder, 100% way harder than that boss fight. Same with Dreisendrach too. It's just, I don't really understand it. I don't get that part, and that kind of just, that ending of that Easter egg, that final boss fight sort of taints the ending of the map a little bit more. Like, I feel like if we would have had this, amazing epic boss fight where we use the stabs and it was just really, really hard to do. I mean, they give us these overpowered hats, and I thought they were giving us these hats for a reason, because the boss fight would be impossible without them. But if we had that epic fight at the end and then got the ending, I think more people would be satisfied with it. I think it's just, in general, people just didn't really like this Easter egg too much. And I really enjoyed all the Sophia stuff. I really thought that was awesome. I'm super sad that Maxis and Sophia sacrificed themselves, because as many of you guys know, Maxis was my favorite character in Zombies. He finally got the time to shine. He finally got the time to prove everybody wrong, that he wasn't an evil, insane person, that he actually did care about saving the universe. And he's dead now. So that's just great. They just killed my favorite character. Really depressing. Rip Maxis. But other than that, like, the ending of Zombies it was alright. I think it was pretty good. It fits perfectly. Like, the way it ends fits perfectly in my book. I think the problem with it is how it played out, like the actual dialogue and just how short the cutscene was. I wasn't expecting like a 10-minute cutscene though. I was expecting maybe 4 minutes, like 3 to 4 minutes, at least a lot longer than the intro cutscene. I just felt like the cutscene was a little bit too short, and it just had a very extreme lack of dialogue, and I don't know why, and it really bothers me because we had all these memory trailers with all these characters, we had all this hype for zombies, and we had so much character progression, like I said before, with all these characters, and just, I don't know, that's just the two things that really kind of like, now I'm looking back at it, that's my two problems with it. But in all honesty though, Treyarch, you've done an amazing job with Black Ops 3. You've wrapped up all these loose ends, honestly. I don't know why everybody is saying that they didn't answer that much. I mean, they really answered a lot in the map itself. There's really not too many questions I have about zombies. I mean, like I said, there's gonna be always those little questions that they're never gonna answer because, like I said, they're just not. It just wouldn't make sense from a storyline perspective for them just to answer something that it's just weird, you know what I mean? That's just weird and completely off topic. And as many of you guys know, the radios in Revelations itself actually give us a lot of conclusions to a lot of things that happened in zombies in the past. We got an answer to what happened to the guys in 5. We got an answer to what happened to Gary and Brock, and we got some more closure there. I mean, we've gotten so many little things and tidbits that have wrapped up certain pieces of the zombie storyline. And just overall, I'm happy with how Zombies ended. I'm not mad at Treyarch. I don't think it was terrible. I don't think it was a horrible mistake and that they ruined Zombies and they ruined the last map. No, I had a blast playing the map. I really enjoyed it. I do think the map is too easy though, like really. Garad Crovey. You're gonna let Garad Crovey be the best map? Black Ops 3? But yeah, I don't know. I just thought the map was too easy. I thought the boss fight was way too easy. I thought the ending was good in terms of where it delivered us, but could have had more dialogue and more character development there because that's just what matters most to me is seeing characters and seeing the payoff of those characters. I really did enjoy them becoming premise at the end. I thought that was really, really cool, and it really felt like a good ending for this zombie storyline. It felt like a good final scene to see. I don't know. I'm still kind of torn about it. Like, I think about it more and I'm just like, yeah, I can see where definitely people are kind of mad at it, and I can definitely see why other people love it. It's just kind of one of those things where it's not going to be the perfect ending for everybody. No person is going to agree on the same thing. We all have different opinions, and it was not going to play out exactly how you expected it, I'm sure. It's going to play out how Treyarch wanted it to play out, and I'm fine with it. I really, really am. And just overall, Black Ops 3 Zombies was amazing. We really didn't have a map that was bad. I don't care what you guys say, Zetsubo Nishima was not a bad map. If you compare that map to any map in Black Ops 2, it practically destroys all of them. And just every map was great. Every map was fun. I had a blast just with all my friends this past year of Black Ops 3, and it's honestly kind of sad that it's over now. Like, I really don't know what to do with my channel and just what to do with everything, and it's kind of a weird feeling. It really, really is. And I just want to make this video to give you guys some of my thoughts on the ending because I know a lot of you guys wanted to hear what I had to say because I've always been talking about all this storyline stuff for so long. And we've theorized a bunch about DLC 4, and it definitely didn't play out the exact way I thought it was going to play out. We did get a lot of things right. I mean, we got the fact that the house and everything was a safe haven. It was sort of like a heaven, for everything, for our souls to go. I mean, we pretty much like predicted that on this channel. I've been saying that for a long time. I'm just kind of like in that bittersweet feeling still. Like, it still kind of feels weird to think that Black Ops 3 Zombies is over, and now we're going to be transitioning into a new Call of Duty game with a different developer, and it just, I mean, I'm excited for the future. I'm excited to see what things are ahead for this channel and just for zombies, but at the same time, I'm gonna miss it. I'm gonna really miss Black Ops 3, and I think it was one of the best in terms of zombies. I mean, it's definitely better than Black Ops 2. I mean, half of Black Ops 2 was considered bad by the community, but Black Ops 3, it was just a lot of fun. It was just a lot of fun. I met so many people, and I think the ending was good enough to send off Black Ops 3, and I think it definitely prepares us for what Treyarch wants to do next with zombies. And just overall, I just love zombies, man. Like, there's not really much they could do that makes me hate zombies. I mean, I'll go back and play Transit and still laugh and have fun, in certain aspects of Transit. I just love zombies. I don't know. There's not really much they could do to really piss me off at this point. But yeah, that's my opinions on the ending. I just want to give this video to you guys, and hopefully I can edit it well, because this is the first video I'm going to edit with my new PC and my new program, Adobe Premiere, if you know what that is. I've been using Sony Vegas pretty much my entire life on this channel, and now I've switched, so I gotta learn how to edit again. I'm sort of starting from scratch in a way. But just thank you guys so much for all the support. Thank you guys so much for coming out for all the streams and just all the fun we've had on the past, like every map on Black Ops 3, honestly. It's just been an absolute blast. It really, really has. And this has been me, JC, and I hope to see you guys on the next video. Have a good one.